Good morning.
Good morning or evening or whenever you're watching this.
It's
You forget some people might be watching it in the morning. They might be watching it in the evening.
well, good evening. It's ECW time, everybody. I thought it was a nice.
The first thing I want to say is I felt a little offended by Chavo Guerrero referring to. He didn't refer to the Gulf of Mexico as a cesspool, but he kind of gave.
No, he did.
Oh, he did?
I was eating that stinking, filthy cesspool. I knew that was coming. And then when he said it, I went.
I'm a little offended by this because I literally live 5 minutes away from the Gulf of Mexico. I've swam in it several times in my life. I'm fine.
I mean, you have to. There's a recovery period, obviously, but. So Chavo comes out and he's got splotches. He's
make it sound like he was dying. Basically.
He's sneezing. He looks like death warmed over.
What?
So people say.
Whatever
I don't know.
that means.
And he said it was because of this match, and he wanted to rematch Punk tonight. So out comes Amando, and Amando's on Chavo's side.
Hey!
Listen here,
Chavo. This cannot happen today.
And he tells him that. But he's mad at Punk because he feels like Punk has attacked the heritage by throwing him in the Gulf of Mexico and for dressing as a mariachi and hitting him with his guitar.
He just likes mariachis, man.
Maybe so, but as punishment and to get him really to wear him down for No Way Out, Punk has to fight Mark Henry later tonight.
Ooh, wow, that sucks.
Sad.
Anyway, first match of the evening was
Stevie Richards, the return.
Versus, what was the guy's name? Rory Fox, I believe was his name.
Yeah, from Cincinnati.
A random jobber.
Well, you know.
There's not much to say about this match. It's nice to see Stevie Richards back. I hope they give him some sort of a push on it due to his return.
Next major match, Kelly versus Layla. Oh, wait, it's one Layla. But it's two Kellys.
Kelly. For starters, I was right. Her outfit is smaller this week than it was last week.
I mean, they couldn't shrink the top anymore, so they shrunk the pants some more.
They shrunk the pants some more. But poor Kelly, sweetie, you need to work on your facial expressions. She just that arm twist thing that Layla.
She's been a majority of the match screaming.
I'm just not buying it. And then when she won the match, she had this crazed look on her face, like, ah!
But we didn't see any cartwheels. We didn't see any,
That's what she was so upset about. She couldn't do her cartwheels. She was like, I can't do the cartwheels.
So everything she learned in gymnastics at age 5, she couldn't put to use this week. So
wasn't happening.
Boo hoo hoo.
Layla wouldn't allow it. Next match, Kofi Kingston versus Mike Knox.
Oh.
This is Kofi's first match with an actual member of the roster.
Yes, and I think he disagreed, but I think the audience reaction was getting better. I think people are responding a little bit better to Kofi, although still not enough.
Still not enough.
As much as we love him, and as much as the people who comment love him, you would think that he'd be getting a big, a big pop, a big ovation.
And he's not. He's still not.
Doesn't.
It's a bit troubling.
But he's fun to watch, and
it was a good match. He did some really out there stuff, but he's fighting Mike Knox, so there's not a whole lot he can do against Mike Knox because it's Mike Knox.
Mike Knox is a big fella.
Exactly. That's all he's known for. Next match was
because he knocks you in the head with his big fist.
Did you think of that all by yourself?
Yeah.
Very good.
Knocks.
All right. Next match was John Morrison versus Tommy Dreamer.
That's right.
The Miz accompanied Morrison. Colin Delaney, of course, accompanied Tommy Dreamer. And interesting match. I'm not a big fan of the Morrison and the Miz, but
I think they're doing. I think that what's happening now, what they're doing now, is helping the two of them. It's helping the two characters so that they're not just boring, guys that come out and have their little tag. I mean, so at one point, I guess Miz pulls Tommy Dreamer down, and so Colin Delaney comes hobbling over, and then Miz and Morrison are standing there looking at Tommy, and they're looking at Colin. What you gonna do, Colin?
What you gonna do, Colin? That's my Morrison impression.
Morrison or John Wayne?
It's pretty close. I'm the Tuesday Night Delight, the shaman of sexy John Morrison.
And of course, with Miz and Morrison standing there, Colin realizes, yeah, I can't do anything. So he just waits there. And another time, Morrison kicks him in the head.
That's kind of brutal.
That was sad. And then anyway, Tommy wins. He does this DDT that really looked painful.
Pretty devastating DDT.
So he wins, and then Miz and Morrison toss Tommy out. They bring Colin, pound him some more, for no reason whatsoever, but to establish themselves as jerks, which I think is fine.
Mm-hmm.
So good for you, John Morrison. You keep beating up those defenseless weaklings.
You bastard! It's good. It'll pay off for you someday.
Then the final match, Mark Henry versus CM Punk, which really was kind of
wasn't really necessary.
I guess it was the point was just to keep up the rivalry between Chavo and. So Mark Henry has him in a hold. Punk is on the ropes.
Face lock on the ropes, yeah.
Gets counted out. So Punk throws Mark Henry out of the ring. In comes Chavito, who who gets GTS'd, and then he goes out.
Go to sleep.
Go to sleep, GTS.
That's what happened. He went to sleep. So no, that's your. Wow, I mean, we watched this episode in the morning. We recorded it, and we didn't watch it last night. We watched it this morning. And I don't know if it was just that I was kind of tired, but I wasn't really into it that much.
It really wasn't an exciting show. And it could be that this one was about the second show they taped. They taped this ahead of time, apparently, because of this South American swing or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, everybody was tired from the last show. But it wasn't a bad show, but just a little too much... I guess building up between the whole Punk and Chavo thing this weekend, just in the just baby steps forward with Kofi, Stevie Richards back, but baby steps back in the ring. So maybe maybe we'll have a nice rousing
it could happen,
episode soon.
And two things we want to discuss. One, our No Way Out predictions are up, and if you're listening to this right now. A, it'll tell us you watched the entire review, and B, it'll tell us that you're listening to me when I say post your predictions as a comment to the No Way Out video.
Well, but you don't have to be like that about it. It's easier for us.
It's easier for us.
So, I'm asking nicely. He's being
that's preferable. Well, it's getting hard to keep track of everybody.
Right. It's just the comments tend to, if they pile up, it gets hard to know when to go back to, and emails and everything, so it's best to do a comment to the video. And then the other thing I want to mention is...
Oh yeah, I'm hip to this whole MySpace thing now. I hear there's this thing called MySpace. You can now check that out. It's posted on the channel. Live the Moment 25. So I guess check it out. I don't really know what I'm doing, but maybe I'll figure it out.
Maybe it'll make you cool. Do you feel cool?
Not really.
See,
but maybe I'll be.
Doesn't work. Thank you for watching, and CCW will see you for SmackDown.
Later.